Right, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at the stuff that's come in Cockpit-wise and other bits and pieces to show you, before actually then starting to go and set up my stall to show people around the Harvard. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the contingent from up in Scotland with some rather nice instrument panels. So, what have we got here? So, it's a rather nice... Oh, whoops. It's an Avro York blown flying panel and a nice plate with a fuel system. Like a lot of Cockpit collectors, we're brassic, we have no money, so we have to sell bits and pieces to buy other bits and pieces. But the thing I'm going to show you here, which is really beautiful, is this lovely Botha Cockpit section. So this is a nice control column and also the instrument panel and bits and pieces from Botha. And if you don't know what a Botha looks like, this is a recognition model of the Botha. Okay, we've had various other aircraft turn up. So we saw the Chipmunk being offloaded yesterday. I think what we'll do is, because I'm trying to fit this in around looking at showing people around my cockpit, I'll probably show you inside some of them now. So this is the front cockpit of the Chipmunk. So a lot of people learn to fly, or they did their first ever air experience flights in these aircraft. So you've got a lovely aircraft here, and that's that. So now walk round the edge of the Chippy. So from here we have another Chippy in the early silver. You saw that last night. So Tony's lovely collection of cockpits here, with F1 at the end. I missed you. I think you're not in. Don't worry. They're all lovely and shiny. So we looked at them last night after they'd arrived. Just have a quick stare at them now. Basking in the sun. Another new arrival is Meteor NF13 WN367. We'll try and have a look later at that, probably when it's a bit cooler or after the public have gone later. And then we've got another arrival. This is Max and Richard Blood's lovely Provost, which, like all of us, is getting older. So it's 70 years old, and this is the forerunner of the Jet Provost. Okay, so another Lightning F6. So I got this wrong yesterday. It is actually XS933, not what I said yesterday. And I'm here with the owner. Would you like to tell me about it, sir?
This is XS933. It entered service in 1968, left in 88. And I've owned her now for approximately 4 years, and she's 95% complete now, so we'll get in there.
That's great. So what got you into this?
I was just daft enough to buy it.
But presumably you like Lightnings.
Yeah, I like Lightnings. I was after a few bits of Lightning and then ended up with a few more bits than expected, so
that's brilliant.
Here we are now.
Well, I love the fact you've got an autopilot as well. So,
yeah, it's okay. He's flying an instrument, so we're fine.
I need to get one of those, but for my cockpits. Anyway, thank you very much. Sorry, you didn't say your name actually.
It's Mike Patterson.
That's great, Mike, and thank you very much, and for supporting this great event as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm the Christopher Nolan of film producers. I don't do any editing because I'm lazy, so I'm going to walk up here. So 25 minutes of no cuts in 1917, and this is my equivalent. So here, walking up this ladder, you've got to like heights for this. So look at that, isn't that absolutely fantastic?
You have to watch Taffy Bear up there. He likes to press buttons, so you have to watch out.
Oh yes. So you... Hey! You got to like a bit of sound. That's great, fantastic. As long as the ejection seat doesn't work, we're all right. Thank you very much. That's great. Cheers. Right, Darren, tell me about this beautiful exhibit.
So, XR726 has been known in the lightning world as a survivor from the Rossington scrapping fleet. For many years, Phil Wallace, has been trying to chase this cockpit down. We've never been able to find it. We knew it was in Harrogate somewhere. About 3 years ago, a pair of rudder pedals come up on eBay. Username CXR726N, located in Harrogate. Contacted the guy. I asked him if he owned the cockpit, and it turns out he was going to buy the cockpit but couldn't afford it, so he bought all the inners, and the airframe was scrapped, and they've been sat in his shed for 25 years, and I ended up buying the whole lot.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to ask you one thing. What got you into aviation? Into this hobby, I should say.
Growing up at Binbrook and Coningsby as a young teenager, just a fascination into them, and it bites you.
Yeah.
Buying a seat from yourself as a young 16-year-old, a canopy from Nigel Spur for £50, and then it starts from that point and it never stops. And
That's
it's 51 now, yeah, still going.
Super. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, you'll have to tell me where you got that from. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll look it up again.
Lovely, thank you. Right, now what we're going to do is going to walk over past all. This is a nice display. Yeah, right. No swearing, everybody. Right, oh, look at this. This is fantastic. So this is the camera fit up, the G24 camera. Right, who are you? And tell me about this, please.
She's a Spitfire G45 gun camera.
Yep.
So you've 3D printed the grip, but these are all original. You pass the switch and things like that. That'll connect up. Got your
Good golly.
cartridge there, things like
That
that.
is awesome.
Got your lightning CWP alarm. So
Yeah.
that's from the A1 lightning XN728.
Right.
It's
Got the Lyrebird on it.
I'm not too sure. It still works. You can't hear it very well, but you can hear it.
Oh yes.
That's obviously Jet Provost Mark 5.
Yeah.
And things like that. That's your tornado right hand panel.
Right.
So it is lit, but obviously with it being daylight you can't see it very well.
Yeah.
But you've got the flags.
Oh yes.
What flag works and your radio
That will come up.
and your fire switches as well.
Oh, that is super.
I don't know if the RXWR working, but it sort of burned itself out.
Oh. Well, that's typical.
Yeah. Jag stuff.
Yep.
I've had to unplug these because the bulbs get quite hot.
Oh
so
yes, yeah. I can imagine
Yes.
they do, because they're not really supposed to come on unless there's a problem.
Not all the time. Yeah,
So,
that's right. Yeah.
Super. You haven't said what your name is, sir.
Oh, it's
So-
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Right, that's great. So hopefully this will go on my vlog,
That's okay. Yeah.
and you can have a
Sure.
laugh.
Tornado CWP.
That's nice. So you must have a background in avionics.
No. So my background's in the railway.
Oh, right,
so I do
yeah.
a lot of railway train systems and electrical safety systems.
Oh, wow.
So doing aircraft
So there's
safety
crossover
systems,
there.
it sort of crosses over.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's super.
Tornado landing gear stuff. So there's your combined indicators. So all your
Yeah.
flaps. You've got your
I
wings.
love how you've got them all working.
That's the
great.
best way to see them working, isn't it? So
It
you've got
is.
Your flaps and things. Nimrod vibration indicator. So
Yeah.
tells you if there's a fault, things like that.
That's fantastic.
Things like that. Built-in test equipment for tornado. Obviously, some of this I can't connect up because of the battery. But there's no plug sockets.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
It drains the battery, so it's tomorrow. The other half will be working, things like that.
Oh, super. If
but
I get a chance tomorrow, I'll come and have a look round. Probably
it.
run out of battery knowing my luck. But,
No, that's alright. Left arm tornado. That's a fake one.
Yep.
But the gyro's all working things. Again, it draws a lot of power.
Yes.
Red 10.
Yeah.
Mark 4 helmet. Mark 3. That's Mark 3 from the Sea
that-
King.
Is that Rory's brother?
Rory's brother Steve Underwood. Not too sure.
Uh,
Red 10 from about 2006.
yeah, I don't think it is. Anyway,
Yeah,
yes.
something like that. Yeah, undercarriage indicators. There's another G45 camera.
Right.
Yeah, Wessex, and obviously your tornado sticks.
Yes.
GR1 and F3.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's super. Thank you very much for showing me.
No, you're okay.
Okay, this is an XS922. This is one that I've got a particular love for because I used to own this. When I got it, it was completely empty, and I restored it. And then, unfortunately, for me, great for Neil Airy and Heather, I had to sell it during one of life's crisis. but they have kept the flag blowing on this wonderful aircraft. So you can see the names on the side, you can see the original name below, and then you've got squadron leader John Aldrington. Did used to know what the name below was, but I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it on one of the graphical elements. So what we've got is, this is a grey cockpit. Most Lightnings are so tall you can't put them in a normal garage, but with this one you can. And that's one of the things that I particularly loved about it. I managed to get everything for it, even the radio call cards came from, I think it was the ex-Binbrook Gate Guardian. They've basically taken it and it's been everywhere. It's even been, I believe, to Dubai. So it's quite something. What I hope to do is find the owner shortly and have a chat to him about it. This is the King of Jet Provosts. This is a JP5 in a rather attractive yellow and black colour scheme, which was used for the training scheme later in the, let's think about it, 90s, I presume. Side by side, beautiful aircraft. So you've got lots of nice things to look at. We've got the sticks, and we're shortly going to go and look at the Piston Provost version, which was very much different. So you've got the Jet Provost and the Piston Provost. The Jet obviously has a jet engine, unsurprisingly, and it also has 2x4 ejection seats. So that is quite something. And then you've got, so you can check the oil, You've got the bonnet at the front. There we are. So looking around there, so you can see rather nice low level landing lights and ID lights. That leads us nicely onto, I believe it's Steve Austin's rather nice S1 Buccaneer. So again, this is a cockpit that would fit beautifully inside your garage if you had one, and so it's cut down as well, so it would fit in nicely. So if we look in there, the S1 had an earlier grip to the S2, so let's see if we can get the grip. There's the grip. As you can see, by this sort of time, sort of the early 70s, late 60s, that sort of era, they started painting aircraft grey inside because it was better for night lighting. So that's nice. It's got another one member of the Mark IV ejection seat family. So when you compare it to a modern aircraft like a Typhoon, there's an awful lot of switches, buttons and things to do. So you've got the head-up display here, attack sight, and this aircraft would spend a lot of its life down at 10 foot over the ocean, rushing off around. They were obviously to start, they would be on carriers, and then the RAF had them later. So quite the aircraft. I always like to see as far around the cockpit as I can, because it does help if you're rebuilding one, or if indeed you're modelling a Buccaneer. So you can see I'm going around on this one. I'm trying to get as much of the cockpit so you can have a look at it and see what it's like. Okie dokie. Right, we're going to go and have a quick look at my Harvard, but I'm planning to do something a bit more detailed on that at a later stage if I can. Okay, so this is my Harvard. So it's a trainer originally designed by North American Aviation. This is its history. So what we've got is, it used to be at Newark right from the sort of 70s, 80s, and was found in a Scottish scrapyard. Cockpitfest, various people would look at it and say, hey, wouldn't it be nice if that was on display? It was put on display, and it was a complete time capsule. Newark then acquired a complete Texan, I think it was, that they needed to restore, so they stripped it for bits and pieces. So then it looked like that about 2014. It's then swapped to Sywell Aviation Museum, another wonderful little museum, and a lovely airfield to go and look at, nice places to eat, and lots of cool flying to see. Anyway, they swapped it to them for a Martel missile. Sidewell then, around the time of COVID, decided that they would sell it to raise funds, and I decided to buy it. So that is the Cockpit as I acquired it. Since then I've been buying bits from all around the world, including from a good friend who's restoring a Harvard to be an SNJ5, which is the, in America, to be the naval version. Sorry, yeah, the naval version of the Texan and Harvard. So it's got the spay grip type control grip. So all these bits I've acquired. This was actually built by Norwegian in Montreal, so that's the maker's plate. So you've got throttles. The students would have been sat in this cockpit, and then behind him or her, the instructor would be sat in this cockpit. This is actually the wrong stick in here, which is off a Texan. And I'm actually looking for a Harvard one, which was aluminium, with like a bicycle handle in it. Anyone sees this and has the Harvards, that would be absolutely brilliant, and it would be much loved if you could actually help provide those. Okay, that's enough of my Harvard. I'll catch it on probably a little short. Okay, the next cockpit we're going to look at is the Piston Provost. So you remember we looked at the Jet Provost earlier. This is the Piston Provost. So it shares things like the control columns look quite similar. Bit different shape. Obviously it's a piston engine. It's got Bakelite seats, not ejection seats. Really nice little cockpit. Again, one that would easily fit into your garage. So looks like it should have back seats. Obviously not. Some people have to go, unfortunately, on Saturday, but that we won't get to see that NF, which is a bit of a pity. But anyway, looking at this, it's just a delightful little cockpit. So here we have its history, which is really nice. And I think we looked at it yesterday. We'll probably try and talk to the owner later. Right, now we're going to look at the Tony Collins collection, or Collins family collection. I'm about to be run over by a meteor, so I'll have to say goodbye to them. See you later! Oop, yep. So, closer, so you can see any normal car can tow these sort of things, which is good. Okay, quite a bit handy. So back to the scimitar. So we've got the Super scimitar with its air-to-air refueling probe. We did this yesterday, so I'm going to whistle through this really quickly. So this is the Sea Vixen, same owner, sorry, photographer in our picture. So he is now famous on YouTube. Woo! You don't mind, do you? And then we've got a Buccaneer. This is a S2B. Then we've got a Lightning. All these are the Collins family even. Let's get that right. Got this beautiful little thing. I think we talked about this yesterday, which was really good. So you can see the Collins family there with, oh, don't seem to be looking properly. That's it there. So it's the Collins family with the actor who played the young lost actor in the Shepherd, Beautiful Shepherd story. Really nice one. A guy called Ben Radcliffe. So you can see that. And of course, John Travolta wasn't in this aircraft, which I probably said yesterday. He was in the Mosquito that acted as the Shepherd. Don't want to spoil alert, but it's a beautiful, 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 beautiful film. Only short, well worth watching. Fantastic. Okay, and then if we whistle through here, we've got their F1 cockpit here as well. Okay, so here's the beautiful F1 Hunter. This is, what is it, WT684?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Right, I'll have to look.
Look.
I think it's 684, yeah.
That's it, because mine's 648.
Right.
That's always the slight confusion.
Yeah.
But okay, what I'd like you to do, Tony, is tell us your name, and then first, and why? What got you into this wonderful hobby of collecting cockpits?
My name's Tony Collins, and I got into the wonderful hobby of collecting cockpits through the Lightnings, really. And you, Tony Dyer.
Oh dear.
Years ago, when the Lightnings came out of service in '88, they had a reunion at Bimbrook the year afterwards, and you had a stall up there. And I bought, because I was all into Lightnings at the time, and I bought an overwing tank gauge and a ventral gauge off you, which was Lightning. And I happened to mention that what I really wanted was a complete nose, and you put me in touch with Phoenix Aviation.
Yep.
I've got a complete nose. So that's where it all started.
Brilliant. Do you have a favourite?
Lightning.
I thought that was going to come. So we've obviously walked down and looked at all the cockpits, so it's great. I'm going to take this into your F1 if that's okay, which
That's
would be
fine.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you got any aspirations? Anything else that you'd really like if you could get?
Not really. We're slowly running out of room, so that's a bit of a governing factor.
Yep.
So no, this is probably as far as we're going to go. There is a Hunter T-Bird that is coming, which will be the last.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Good to finish on a Hunter though.
yeah, that's right.
Super. Thanks, Tony.
Okay.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Not
Okay, so this is the F1, the purest, the best of all the Hunters. Obviously we looked at one in the hangar that was complete. So this basically has a lot of stuff that's very similar. So on that side of the cockpit, on the starboard right hand side of the cockpit, you've got your oxygen connection, you've got your oxygen regulator on the left, you've got fuel gauge, you've got your Rebecca set. You've got the earliest seat on the early ones there, a Mark II seat, Mark II family. You've got the over here, that's the E2 compass, very still used on aircraft like Chinooks as a standby compass. Unfortunately it's right next to the gyro, so when you actually turn the gyro gun sight on, it would basically whiz around like crazy, so it wasn't very good or useful when you had the gyro gun sight on. And then what you've got is you've got on the port side, you've got the throttle, and so I'm not being able to do this very well, but you've got the throttle handle there and all that, so it's a nice complete cockpit, which is a nice thing to see. Okay, Matt, tell me your name apart from the Matt bit.
So I'm Matt Gilby, owner of this Sea King.
Right, would you like to tell us a bit about it?
Yep, so it was built in 1990 as one of only a few Mark 6s that were built from new instead of conversions from a Mark II. I believe it was the last Mark 6 built. Entered service with the Royal Navy as an anti-submarine hunter. Was written off in a landing accident in 1999. Came in for a hot refuel on a Spanish Navy ship. The auto heading was left engaged as it was tethered to the ship, so as the ship changed course, the helicopter tried to correct, snapped a tether and fell over on the deck with the engines running. Caused quite a lot of damage and wrote the airframe off. Then went to a Royal Navy training facility for a good 10-15 years, being used for ground instruction before they finally decided to scrap it. The scrap contractor that did it kept it as a garden ornament for a few years, and then was acquired by a friend of mine, the legendary Mike Davey, aircraft preservationist. I acquired it off him because it didn't really fit his fast jet remit, and I'd been looking for a cockpit myself, and why not start with something massive and unusual?
Yeah, well, it certainly is that. It's fantastic. So, well, how high is it when we actually, on the trailer? That must be high enough to hurt yourself. You'd need a hat, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and on this trailer now, it's about 4 meters tall, so it's the same as a normal height lorry trailer.
Good God.
In the past, it has been on a caster, on a frame with casters on the top of a flatbed trailer, and that was pushing 5 meters, and that was absolutely ridiculous. So the last 2 years, it's been a priority to get it on its own rig, nicely mounted, nicely finished, and able to just hook up and go.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So I saw the Flying Fish. So was it an 820 cab?
Yes, so it was with 820 when it was written off. It started with 814 initially, and then it's gone through refit or refurb, presumably halfway through its life. But slightly prescient number that it was given when it went in with 820, I guess.
Unlucky for some. Can we go inside?
Certainly, by all means, hop in. Please excuse the junk that's sheltering from the rain, but the rest of it's.
No, that's great. Yes. I see you seem to recall there was a P-tube somewhere around here.
If there is, I've not found one in this airframe.
Yeah, because I used to joke about it being to talk to the engine room. Anyway, yeah, all the old ones are good, the best ones. It's got the emergency lubrication system. I'm surprised they scrapped it.
Well, I guess presumably this is one of the newest airframes. It would have had all the latest all singing, all dancing specification.
Yeah, because the ELS would have allowed the main transmission to run for something like 30 minutes with no oil.
Oh right, okay.
Absolutely incredible.
Didn't know that. So
yeah,
the panel's all fitted out. The panel's actually been fitted out for a number of years. It was one of the first things I did when I acquired the airframe, but it's only recently gone back in, and then the centre console's just had a few bits thrown in it to fill holes for this week, because that's the winter job, is to get that properly fitted out. I do have the orange crop unit ready to go in, but unfortunately the centre dash is the wrong shape for an orange crop head unit, so I need to modify that as well.
Yeah, again, unlike a lot of more modern cockpits, so many switches, circuit breakers, absolutely incredible. You take something like a Merlin, it's just PFDs.
All glass cockpit, presumably.
Oh yes. Then you got this. And I used to fly a lot in the left-hand seat. You've obviously got speed select levers, and then you've got this, which is the manual throttle lever for matching the torques if you had a computer issue.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, all good fun. Well, thank you very much, Matt, for showing us.
No worries.
Super.
It's a pleasure to have you around.
Thank you. Take care. Here we are. Oh, so this is the damage from it falling over.
Yeah, so as it broke one of the tethers, it span round on deck. It almost did a 180 on its nose and came down the opposite side and squashed the sponson and the rotor blades against the fuselage.
Oh my goodness.
So it's made all the holes at the top there and the side, but I'm going to keep this as it is as part of the patina, put some perspex over it to protect it from the weather, and then probably cut the paint back slightly, but keep it very much as it is with its patina and all the original squadron markings. Certainly won't be doing any repainting on it.
That's a great idea. I'm a big fan of sympathetic restorations, and that's the history of the airframe, so that's so important. That's great. Even better. Fantastic. Cheers.